All right. This is some weird stuff. The Houston Texans just got a very big, unexpected boost. Actually, I should say one is expected, one is out of left field. Does this look like it's to the left to you when you're watching this, or does this look? This is my left. This is my... Anyways, sorry I just wasted 20 seconds of your life. If you don't know what we do on this channel, we are Lions fans. As you can see, some of the stuff in the background, got a new Hutch signed jersey, all that fun stuff. But we love the NFL, and we love teams that the national media ignores. You're not seeing us do Cowboys content on here. We've been doing Texans reporting since before the season started. So, yes, we were there before you were good. But we want to be your go-to source for Texans content. And I got two stories for you in one here. So let's talk about the first one, and that is the experience that CJ Stroud is experiencing because he went to the Pro Bowl. And I think we need to look at these things and realize how important it is. All right? So it talks about the tips and the pointers just on the season and things like that Houston's quarterback CJ Stroud said all info is good. You are around the best of the best when you're at the Pro Bowl. You get to see how players go about their craft. You get to pick their brain. You get to do stuff like that. And then when you're a rookie like CJ Stroud and you come out there, your team wins, you throw for a game-high 173 yards, you throw for 2 touchdowns, and you have what might be the best play of the game with that play where he was rolling out to the left, turned his body, threw it into the end zone for Jamar Chase. He's got Jamar Chase coming out here saying quotes about like, come on, CJ, you know you want to play with me in Cincy. Are you kidding me, by the way, with that quote? That's unexpected. Like, are you kidding me with the quote from Jamar Chase saying, CJ, you know you want to play with me? He has Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow, a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, and he's sitting here saying, come on, CJ, let's make this happen. Like, why is he saying that? One. Number 2, it just tells you how good CJ is. Stroud said he enjoyed the week, especially spending time with players like Tua, Jamar Chase, and Keenan Allen. Here's what he said. He said, it's been amazing being around great players just to try to get to know people, had a good time here, and hopefully it's the first of many. In other words, he's not satisfied with one Pro Bowl. So I think that's kind of the expected side of going to the Pro Bowl. You get to be around great players, and you get to kind of see what they had. But then the Toro Times came out with a very unique thing, and it talked about how there was a unique relationship brewing for CJ Stroud. Well, first we know that Noah Brown and Dalton Schultz are free agents this offseason. There's a lot of money that the Texans have, but they have a lot of players to re-sign too. We'll do a video about who they should, who they shouldn't, and all that kind of stuff. So it says, as far as options go, if you get bigger than Mike Evans. By the way, I am off the Mike Evans bandwagon for the Texans. They have Mike Evans. His name is Nico Collins. You don't need another one. And I get what you're saying. You can have 2, but they're saying Mike Evans could command up to $30 million. $30 million for a guy in his 30s? What is he, 31, 32? Like, no thank you. I mean, he might be 31 this year, but to pay a guy 3 to 4 years, 3 years, $90 million at that age, the oldest wide receiver in the NFL right now that's doing anything at all. I mean, Thielen's 33. Like, you don't have wide receivers that are phenomenal after 32. It just doesn't happen. All right, maybe Terrell Owens. All right, maybe Jerry Rice. Maybe just this ridiculous stuff. And I do think that Mike Evans is a Pro Bowler, but that's not what this is about. All right? According to rumors, Stroud and Diggs, Stefan Diggs, had sort of a bonding during Pro Bowl practices. And there may be interest in the Texans landing Diggs. All right. Let's talk about this. Here's what we know about Mr. Diggs. We know that he was a 4-time Pro Bowler in Buffalo. We know that he had Josh Allen. We know that he somehow complained about his situation in Buffalo. We also know what Diggs did each of the last 2 or 3 years, and maybe it's the weather in Buffalo. I don't know. But Diggs always starts off the season gangbusters. That first half of the season, even the first 3/4 of the season, he's unbelievable. Like, he's leading every receiving category. He's doing awesome. And then the last 4 or 5 games hit. And maybe it's the cold weather. Maybe it's people figuring out the system. I don't know what it is, but Diggs falls off the face of the earth. All right, like off the face of the earth. And he is just plummeting. And if you are a fantasy football owner of Stefan Diggs, you know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, so now he's got issues of contract. Now he's got issues of lack of camaraderie or with his teammates, and his future in Buffalo is uncertain. All right, so there is talk about this happening. All right. And so what I like to do in situations like this is I like to go and I like to figure out like, all right, what does this look like? Is it even doable? All right. So let's look at it. Stefan Diggs signed a 4-year, $96 million contract. Stefan Diggs is 30 years old. Okay. So he still has 3 more years on his contract. The cap hit is massive along with the dead cap. He's just making a lot of money. Like I said he has 3 years. He has 4 years left on his contract. All right, this upcoming year and 3 more after that. All right, so you have this dead cap of $31 million. So that means that if the Bills were to trade him, they would incur the dead cap hit, and then Texans would be on the hook still for what the cap hit is, at least as far as I understand it. There's always some little fine things in there and stuff like that. I'm sure we'll be able to get into more of it when if he's really seriously being considered being traded, what that looks like. All right, so his number flips from a bunch. So if you wanted to get rid of him, you wouldn't have as much dead cap money. You'd pay him this year, but then you pay him this year and next year, and then after that, there's just not a lot of dead cap. Like you'd be able to get out of that contract. So it's essentially a 2 or 3 year contract, especially if only 4.5 on the next one, and the money goes down. So the contract's not terrible. It's similar to a contract you'd be paying Evans, to be honest with you, based on everything we're hearing. So the question is, what would you rather have? Would you rather have Diggs or Evans? And then would you rather have a trade? So I just thought this was just very interesting, unexpected news for the Texans. But here's what you have to understand. These are the kind of things, as a Texans fan, you are going to be linked to from now until eternity because you have C.J. Stroud. You have a fantastic quarterback. So if you have that good quarterback, if you have cap room, you're going to be linked to these things all the time because there are going to be players who want to play with Stroud. There are going to be players who want to play for Ryans. All right. So that is the way it's going to work. So you're going to have a lot of these rumors in the offseason. We want to be the spot that hits them for you. All right. Hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. See you on the next one.